Well, hey guys, backwaters and back roads here, obviously. So we're on the rugged shores of Lake Superior today, Luce County, which is, well, I'll show you on a map. It's probably one of the most undeveloped parts of Lake Superior. I would say even in comparison to Canada. I think this is a marker for the North Country Trail, which goes through this little camp spot here. And we're gonna go walk down it for a little ways, see if we can find any blueberries. They look pretty sparse this year, which I'm not surprised because we haven't got much rain in the UP. I'm seeing some now. There's a few. I mean, normally it's just like a sea of blue, but we'll go down the trail here, see if we can find at least a couple handfuls. You know, I'll bet a lot of thru hikers don't wear flip-flops and their pajamas when they hike the North Country Trail, but I am. Well, they seem to mark the trail pretty good. That's nice of them. Here's what I think they call high bush blueberries. And this is sparse pickings. What I used to do is come out here about this time of year and I would pick just loads of blueberries, like gallons. I'd spend like 2 or 3 days. Sometimes I'd come out with a friend, you know, or a lady friend, or sometimes by myself. And then I would take them home, and blueberries, they pack really well. You know, they're like, you know, they don't fall apart like a lot of other types of berries. You can freeze them and they stay intact. They're super good for you. In some ways, they're like a superfood. And then what I would do in the winter is I'd go in my freezer and I'd get a beer, you know, in the evening, and I'd pour it in a glass, and I'd just take a handful of blueberries and stick them in there. Well, even though I've been out to Luce County here for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years around this time, I've never hiked this trail, even though it goes right through that camp spot. But it sure is pretty. It just follows the shoreline here. And it's such a gorgeous evening. And it's so well marked. I don't know if they just recently did this. I don't remember seeing these markers. But, man, it would sure keep you on the trail. I've never really had much interest in hiking like a through trail, like the Appalachian Trail or the Pacific Crest Trail or something. But if I was going to do one, a long one, I would think about maybe doing the North Country Trail here because I love this part of the world so much. I think it goes from, I might be wrong here, but it goes from maybe like upstate New York to North Dakota. So it's no pipsqueak trail. It's a doozy, but I will look it up and I will link it below as always. Alright guys, so while I'm waiting for the sun to go down here, I'm going to try to talk about a couple things about the channel, about what we do here. I think the lake is quiet enough now you can probably hear me, but if I'm talking a little loud or on the verge of shouting, I just want to make sure that you hear me. So, okay, so usually about this time of year, I have no plans of my own. I start to reassess everything, really, my own life and what I'm doing and what I'm gonna do in the next year, maybe, or the rest of my life. I don't know, but also, what I'm gonna do on this channel. And usually about this time of year, again, I'm not sure why, but I'll ask myself the question, like, do I have anything left to offer? Have I showed you guys, everything I can show you, and said everything I know I can say, and so forth. And I think everything has a shelf life. Bands are like that. They put out good music for a while. Some bands, keep going, and sometimes we wish they hadn't. Some film franchises go longer than we wish they did. Like. But and I'm sure there are YouTube channels like that too. I've been doing this now, I guess it's about 3.5 years, if I'm not mistaken. And we're coming up on about 4,000 subscribers, which is pretty awesome. Last time I checked a couple days ago, I haven't had cell signal out here, but we were at like 3,995 or something like that, 5 short. So it'll happen, in a week or so. Which is pretty awesome. I don't know. I mean, I know it's a drop in the bucket to a lot of these other, channels, and usually I can only get 1,000 views, or sometimes I'll touch upon a topic that is a little more popular and I might get a couple thousand. And, of course the shanty boat trip, consistently gets some views, and there's a few other videos I've made that just keep trudging along. But for the most part, it looks like I've kind of found my audience of like a consistent, 1,000 people or so, and a few drop off and a few jump on, and I've had to ask myself, if I'm okay with that, or if that's satisfying to me, and I think it is. I feel like if 1,000 people at some point are interested in something I'm doing here, I should feel pretty lucky. So I do. For the most part, I do. Everybody, that does YouTube would like their channel to be big and explode and go viral and get lots of views and things like that. And maybe someday I'll make a video that'll just kind of go viral. I know channel. I've seen. I belong. I subscribe to some channels that aren't much bigger than mine, but they've made a video or two that just kind of took off and got hundreds of thousands of views, or even 1 million views. That's never happened to me, obviously, but anyway, I'll try to quickly go over a few things here. So I'm going to, I've had the option for a while, after you get so many hours of views, and I don't know, the algorithm it keeps turning on options for your channel. And for a while now, I've had the option to have a memberships button, where people, if they want to, can become a member of the channel. I think it's $4.99 a month, last time I checked. And I'm going to turn that on. I'm not going to push it. I'm never going to mention it. I might add a link in the description like I do other stuff. But this is kind of my announcement now that, like, I'm going to go ahead and turn the memberships button on. And if you want to become a member of the channel for, let's just say, $5 a month, what you'll get for that is, and they really don't give you the option of doing it any other way. I've never been comfortable with like exclusive content and tiers and stuff like that. I don't want to treat my audience like that. I've never wanted to be treated like that, and on other channels and stuff too. I want to just, anything I do, anybody should access it. But with the memberships, it has to be kind of like an exclusive type of thing. And so my thoughts were, maybe we can refine this, but I was going to do like one extra video a week at the least. I'm not I don't put out loads of content, obviously, every couple weeks or so. because I try to make decent videos, and I only put something out if I feel like it's worth putting out. I don't just turn the camera on like I'm doing right now and start talking to the camera, but sometimes you just have to. But for the memberships, I was thinking like one extra video a week, and it would be on topics like, you know, once in a while I do, like usually at once a season, 4 times a year or something, a winter version, a spring version, so forth. You know, I'll do kind of a, let's talk about something, let's go on a walk and talk type of thing, or a wandering and pondering, I think was the last one I did last winter. And my thoughts were I would just do that like once a week, where I would we'd do some talks, because I know there is a handful of people on this channel who I consistently engage with, and I very much appreciate it, where we have discussions in the comment sections, and I've even gotten to know, you know, quite a few people. I would say almost every friend, new friend I've made in the past few years has been because of this, and if that alone is worth continuing to do YouTube. So it's not easy to make friends when you're an adult. Anyone that says they are, they got something special, or they're deluding themselves, because it's not easy. But okay, so one extra video a week, usually kind of talking stuff, maybe kind of behind the scenes type stuff, even though, you know, I kind of figure if it doesn't make the video, it's not worth seeing. So there's not gonna be a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but occasionally, every once in a while, I've done a few of that. I've done a little of that. I kick it over to the Uperloper, and I'll still put stuff over there, but I kind of got a new idea for that going forward. It's gonna be, you know, I'll talk about that later. And as far as the wavy stuff, I think I've kind of settled in on the shorts. So Wavy the Pocket Beagle shorts, you know, and 60 seconds of Wavy doing something cute. Hopefully you guys like that. It seems to get consistent views, 300, 400, 500 views. Every once in a while I'll get 1,000 views, which is amazing. Wavy's popular. So there's that. And what else? The remainder of the summer here, it's basically the end of August right now, and up in the Northland here, we still have September. I'd say September and October, you're still pretty good for doing outdoor type stuff, even getting out on the lake. And I do plan on getting back over to Isle Royale, probably in September. The last time I was over there was in September, and it was a good time to be there for a lot of reasons. So I think we're going to go over to Isle Royale. We're going to go see Rock of Ages Lighthouse. Is really like my ultimate goal, reason why I want to get over there. But if you're already over in Isle Royale, there's other things to see too. So, you know, kind of plan it as it gets close. And of course, probably work on the shanty boat, the Beagle Barge, I should say, a little more. I'm starting to feel like that's not going to get finished this year, and I'm not going to move on to it this, you know, for a winter adventure. But I have another idea for a river type adventure, which I guess I'll just kind of surprise you on. I've got a couple of other boats that you guys haven't seen, because I think you guys might just get tired of me like making a video of like, look, I picked up another boat, like, because I've got too many boats. I did pick up another cheap Bayliner actually like almost a year ago now, and I've been slowly working on it, and I do have a plan for that, and I'll make a video of it. And I've also got a little pontoon boat, a 20-footer with a really good motor on it. That's why I picked it up, because it was so cheap. I bought it for less than what the motor was worth, on a decent trailer, and it's a decent pontoon boat also. So I have an idea for that one, and I can see the sun's going down here, so I'm going to try to wrap this up, and so we can see the sunset. But I guess what I'm trying to say here is there's still stuff to do, and there's still stuff to show you, and so I'm going to keep doing this. And I have a winter. See, as you guys might know if you watch my channel, when winter rolls around here in the Northland, the way I live, you know, kind of rustically, it can be really hard. I don't live in a normal house, you know, and stuff like that. I kind of, you know, as you guys, you know, I live on the beach, and I've done it. I've lived all winter, you know, on the beach there, but I want to get away. It's long, cold winters, and they're pretty harsh. And so I think a winter plan is formulating, and it has to do with the Bigfoot camper on my truck and looking around the country and going on a little tour to look for a new home base, because I think, as I've done it here, and is when I discovered the UP and settled in here, I kind of found my vacation home more than I found my home base, because it's not really year-round. So I've talked about this before, but I'm starting to think I'm going to look farther south, Tennessee, Ozarks for starters, maybe some other places too, and spend the winter looking around. And I might call that series, winter series, Idiot Looking for a New Village. The Village Idiot. Something like that. I'll work on it. But okay, guys, I'm going to turn this phone around because we're almost going to lose the sunset here. So thank you so much for sticking around. Hopefully this is a worthwhile video to watch. And I appreciate you. And I'll talk to you guys soon.